Yo Gotti's brother Big Jook gets taken down by the feds for the Young Dolph hit setup. To find out what happened, subscribe and like. If you rockin' with Young Dolph, comment, let me know where y'all from. Let's get into it. They know Yo Gotti's brother Big Jook was the right-hand man. He was the one controlling everything that plays out into the streets because they know for a fact that they're not going to have Yo Gotti show his face, go to the hood, and actually be the one to, yell at the people and everything like that. That's what they used his brother for because he already was living that lifestyle. All he had to do was go find the street dudes in Memphis who was going to do the hits that they were trying to set up, man. And they looked into what Grove Hero said about how they try to put 40K that, Yo Gotti's brother allegedly tried to put 40K or 100K on somebody's head. We've heard the same thing before, how they was trying to put money on Dolph's head right before everything happened. And the streets don't lie. If the word got out that there was money on his head and then just a couple hours later he gets hit up, then you know for a fact that that had to have been something that ended up going down because at the end of the day, Yo Gotti's not going to take the money himself and go pay the hitters. He has to have somebody do it. And 9 times out of 10, just like how they have everything get done, it was through his brother, Big Jook. He's the one that goes to the grocery for them. He's the one that goes and drops this off and picks these party favors up and gets these people out the way. And so his role, his job, was to get the competition out the way. Anytime Yo Gotti got jealous, angry, mad at somebody, or he felt like somebody was encroaching in his territory or they were in the same lane as him, that's when all of a sudden you will see Big Jook in the streets with the dudes plotting and planning something to go down. And then just moments later, the people end up getting snatched up, hit up, something goes down, the beef continues. You got to understand at the end of the day that this was the enforcer. This was the guy that they were doing all of their dirty work through. Govan and Big Jook, they're the ones who they're not at the same level as Yo Gotti, so they have to answer to Yo Gotti. And the one thing that he needs them to get done is to basically get anybody out the way by any means necessary. And you got to understand from the fact that ever since blacyoungsta joined CMG, that he was basically brought in to beef with Young Dolph because it looks like that was all that he was accomplishing, like from the jump. Dolph never had no problems with blacyoungsta, and blacyoungsta never even met Dolph before. So why would he all of a sudden join Yo Gotti's crew and then start beefing with him? Why is Big Jook and Govan there to do all the dirty work? Plus you got the whole entire CMG, that's why they're looking at the RICO right now. And the fact that Moneybaggyo used his Bentley truck for them to go spy on the Dolph scene to see if they really did take him from the U-Haul and put him in the back of the cookie shop. They drove by in that Bentley truck to see if it really went down because the story is so crazy how they got him at one spot and then took him to another spot. And so just by them driving by Moneybaggyo's Bentley, just by blacyoungsta coming in and just joining the beef, even though he had nothing to do with it, just from having Big Jook and them running around in the streets paying off the hitters, just for having Govan do the same exact thing, they all connected back to CMG. They all wear the CMG chains. Their names is on CMG paperwork as that's who they get their money from. So when they go back and find out that they were using the CMG money to further street beefs and anything like that, this is how the people who try to get them up for the RICO, this is the exact thing that they looking at. Y'all got to open your eyes and realize this is the actual consequences of that. If you give them any type of connection, any type of lead, it's basically self-snitching. Like these dudes were telling on themselves the whole time just by even accepting money from CMG, just by even going and meeting with them and then going to do something. Do they not understand that they could go back and connect all of them together at being at the same place and at the same time? And depending on what the other people say that were affected by this, depending on what the witnesses say, if they seen him there, or even if they could tie in the fact that they brought in people to CMG just to continue the street beefs and just to actually take people out and stuff. This is what they arguing is why the RICO should be a thing, because they all use the group to basically get rid of certain people and to push certain groups of Memphis over other groups. Now everything is alleged, but this is all something that people got to think about, because you got to understand, why would they even want to do the RICO? Of course, yeah, they took out Dolph, but they got to have reasons more than that. It's got to be bigger than Dolph, to where they actually formed this a long time to plan to get Dolph out. This is not the first time that they actually tried to take him out. You guys remember the 100 shots. You guys remember the time where Dolph got hit in the arm, man. I want to send my condolences to Dolph, man, because we really rocking with Flipper. And it's Dolph land, Dolph world. So what y'all got to understand is that if they can prove that they brought blacyoungsta in just to beef with Dolph, and that Govan, him being the mastermind, this is everything that they turned themselves in for. Like, we only knew that blacyoungsta was involved in the 100 shots because he turned himself in. He literally self-snitched and said he did it. But the thing is that Dolph didn't want to press charges on nothing like that. He just wanted they should have just left him alone. That was the point. When the 100 shots went down, Dolph told him he not pressing no charges because that's not how he moves. That's not how he was brought up. And that they should just leave him alone if they don't want no problems. But see, the ego, the jealousy, the envy, the greed, they didn't get the response they wanted. They wanted Dolph to do something to them. They wanted him to come back and blast at them or something, because this is what they're used to. This is the life that they live. Like, that's all they know. They don't know about being the bigger person and going and get your millions and hundreds of millions without having to worry about all these people ruining it for you. Because you got to understand, all the people that got tied up in this are going to ruin it for Gotti. All the millions that he made, all that nice lifestyle, Angela Simmons and Jay-Z and all of that could all be gone due to the fact that he brought in people who brought a RICO against him and his whole group just because they wanted to keep pushing this petty street beef that all started from Dolph smashing Yo Gotti's baby mama and not wanting to sign to him because he was getting way more money on his own. So you can't blame a man for a female choosing, and then you can't blame a man for wanting to get his own money and not be under control of a whole nother dude and getting handouts. Like, that's not the way that you want to live the dream or nothing like that. So at the end of the day, they all was hating on Dolph, man. They was super hating on Dolph. This is the reason why they brought in people to beef with him, and they brought in dudes from the streets to try to take him out, man. And if they find connections to all of this, if they get the fingerprints on the Bentley and they find the shoe print and all of Dolph's items, his chain, his wallet, his shoe, if they find all of this and everything ties back to CMG like it's looking like, then they might end up getting caught with the RICO. And it all started from basically from within. Yo Gotti's brother getting caught up, then Govan, then everything up from there. Everybody started telling nobody wants to sit down and do the 200 years for this. So at the end of the day, all that CMG loyalty and everything, it got thrown out the window, man. As soon as these dudes started telling and getting these bonds that like nobody in history has ever gotten, this is the reason why it's something that's going on that it's not what's being said, man. And it looked like a lot of people are in on this. And let me know what y'all think, because y'all got to understand the sources are breaking it down. And what everybody's hearing right now is that they about to get the justice for Dolph, man. Let me know what y'all think.